Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining me on your mats today. My name is Kimberly for those who are new, and I am a midwife and yoga teacher, pre and postnatal, here with Parenting Genie. I'm uploading content once a fortnight on Mondays here on the YouTube channel for some pregnancy education and yoga poses to help you with your journey from pre to postnatal. So at the moment I'm doing a postnatal series where last week I did a gentle mum and bub yoga flow that you can be doing from your first week after having baby. If you haven't looked at that one, you can go and find that now. And then today's one will be focusing on Diastasis Recti because I want to keep everyone safe while we're practicing yoga. What is Diastasis Recti? I'm sure you've all heard about it from friends, your midwives, or somewhere on the internet. So it is very common to happen in your pregnancy, and that is because of the expansion of your growing womb, which is holding your baby. It's making everything else expand. Your organs are being pushed to the side, and the abdominal wall is being separated slightly to make space. So your rectis abdominis is your six-pack. Yes, we all have one. Yes, it might be hidden for some of us, but essentially it's your six-pack where those muscles come to meet in the midline of your body. And during your pregnancy, and it can continue postpartum, some of those muscles, whether the top, the middle, or the lower part, are separated. So don't stress, they can come back together. They'll either come back together naturally, but we can do some exercises and avoid some exercises to help with that healing process. So as I said, we want to avoid some yoga postures as well as some workout postures, especially things such as crunching or planks, because they are creating a doming effect on our tummy by placing them under too much strain where those muscles have been weakened or stretched apart. We also don't want to be lifting anything that's heavier than your baby. That includes your little toddlers that you might have used to run and lift up when they come to you. But for now, if you can, bend down to hug your toddler or your older ones who are that little bit heavier, because even the weight of them, or simply a really heavy laundry basket, we want to avoid lifting these things that are heavier than our baby, because that's placing our abdominal muscles under a lot of strain and can inhibit the healing of your separation that's occurred. So I'll go through in this video to start on how to identify if you have Diastasis Recti, and that will help you to know whether to participate in the yoga sessions that I'm going to upload, or to return to your Pilates class or other yoga sessions that you have as well, because we want to be keeping safe in all of our practices and to heal our body as we go. Okay, so just to start with that, if you would like to take a lying down position and placing your legs both flat. Hips are flat, lying down. Finding first your belly button and then coming 2 centimetres above that, keeping in the midline of your belly button. You should push in there, it should be a little bit softer than either side. And then as you can, start to crunch up that little bit and see if you can fit one finger in between 2 fingers. You want to see if it's soft here and how far apart. So you don't want to be able to fit a finger, maybe just the one, to be able to come back together. Some women might find that they're 2 finger widths apart, and that's when you do have a separation of those abdominal muscles. So you want to be doing exercises like I'm going to show you today to draw them back together before you progress to anything more. So that's your upper. Now come down to your navel, your belly button, and again placing your fingers here in the center, and again doing that crunching action. Lowering down, and once more, maybe those two are both together, but we'll just double check that lower one as well. So again, 2 centimetres below the belly button, crunching up once more and seeing if you can place 1, 2, hopefully not 3, but sometimes 3 fingers in between. So if you have identified that there's a separation, then this is the class for you and one to stick with before you progress any further ones. So getting up from this position or up and out of bed, I do encourage you to roll first to your side and press yourself up to avoid using your abdominal muscles to lift yourself until they become strong as they were before, because those kind of actions as well as the lifting are going to place the abdominal muscles under too much strain and cause that doming and exacerbate the separation of those muscles, which we want to avoid. Okay, continuing on, if you would like to come now into an all fours position, we'll start with some deep belly breathing. So deep belly breathing is a great way for you to become aware of your abdominal muscles. So being really intentional with your breaths, using your diaphragm with your diaphragmatic breathing, deep breathing, because that's going to be expanding and drawing in, contracting those abdominal muscles, those deep abdominal muscles that we do want to engage. So at the moment, we don't want to engage our abdominis recti, our six-pack yet, because that's the part that's separated, but we want to be engaging our deep core muscles, such as our transverse abdominal muscles, which essentially is the core set of muscles around your abdomen. So by engaging your core set, that's going to help draw together your abdominis rectus as well. So find yourself in an all fours position. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders, equal weight in between both. From here, making sure that you're elongated through the spine, think about sending your tailbone back and out behind you. Gaze can be down in front, or you can be looking forward, whichever is comfortable for you there. From here, we're going to be thinking about drawing our belly button towards our spine as we exhale, and as we inhale, we release the belly and we can drop it down. So we'll do this as a 4 count inhale and a 4 count exhale. So on your next inhale, drawing in for 4, drawing that belly button, sucking in, you'll find a little bit of a pelvic tilt as you do this one. And exhale, lower the belly and release. Inhale, drawing in for 4. Exhale, release. Now start to think about your pelvic floor. Can you draw that as well towards your belly button as you draw that towards your spine? Holding for 4, and then release. Inhale, lifting up, tucking that tailbone, and release. Exhale. Once more, inhale, drawing up as hard as you can, drawing that belly button to spine. Lift, lift, lift that pelvic floor for 3, 2, and 1, and exhale, release. Well done. So that should have been a good exercise just to see how much you can engage your pelvic floor as well as those abdominal muscles for now, and use that as a starting level and see how you go over the coming days and weeks with how easily you can engage and how long you can hold those. So if you want, try to extend the exhale count as you are engaging the muscles to see if you can hold that for even up to an 8 count to just build up the endurance of those muscles again. So staying in your all four position from here, we'll go into a bird dog exercise as well. So extending back through the left leg to the back of your mat, keeping that still in line with the hip socket, and raising out your right arm, so opposite arm to opposite leg. Can you keep a neutral spine here. Try not to arch up too much and dump through the lower back, but still holding that neutral spine, and that's really going to engage through our transverse abdominis as well as our obliques in this position, and a little bit of glute work while we're here too. So take an inhale and exhale. Can you tap your elbow to knee? Inhale, open up. Exhale, tap elbow to knee. Doing this slow and controlled. So I suggest a 4 count to open up and a 4 count to draw in, because that slow controlled movement is going to be much more gentle, as well as a lot more of a workout for your abdominal muscles as well, giving time to engage all of them as we go. Inhale and exhale. Once more, inhale, exhale, crunch, and then holding out for a 4 count on our next inhale, if that is available for you and you're still with me. So holding here, can you engage that pelvic floor once more, trying to keep that arm and leg on that equal plane as possible. For another 3, another 2, and 1, and release. Have a little roll out in that all fours, side to side with the hips, and lower back into a child's pose. Well done for that series. So in your child's pose, you can close down your eyes, relax your forehead to the mat, or bend either elbows for a little rest. We'll give that lower back a little bit of a stretch before we move into our supine series. So one more deep breath in here, and exhale. Let it go with an audible sigh. Okay, moving that now into our supine position. So here, if you have accessible to you a Pilates ball, a yoga block, or a small cushion, if you can have that readily available when we go into our supported glute series. And once you have that for you, come into a lying down position. Try not to engage your core as you go down, but gently lower with your elbows into a lying position. Okay, having your hips with equal pressure on the mat as well as your shoulders. Make sure we're lying nice and flat with a straight spine here. And if you can, make sure there's no space in between the lower back, but draw that to the mat so it's nice and flush with the mat. That will be already engaging our deep core muscles to do that. We'll then go into a single leg raise. So your single leg raise can still be done as long as you're not putting too much pressure on your Caesar wound, or if you've had symphysis pubis disorder, this might also be a bit irritating, so please listen to your body if you have had a belly birth or have had some pelvic concerns in your pregnancy, because we don't want to exacerbate those issues either. But doing this to what is comfortable for your body. So arms down by the side, hands flat on the mat, extending out through your left leg. From here we'll do some leg raises, again making sure that our lower back is to the mat and our hips are both equal weight there and one's not lifted over the other. So as you inhale, raising up, exhale, lowering down. Again, keeping that 4 count in your mind as we go up and down. The slower we go, the more controlled, the more intentional our engagement of our core, and the more effective this exercise is going to be. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, raising up, pressing through the lower back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower down. And once more, inhale, lifting up. And exhale, let's lower, even more slow, let's do an 8 count. So going down, slowly, slowly, flexing the foot for a little bit of an extra engagement, if that's available to you. For another 3, another 2, another 1, and release. Well done. So you can repeat that exercise as well on the other side, but for the purpose of this video, we'll jump into our glute bridges. So placing both feet with equal weight on both feet, and again in either sits bone bed. Can you now place your block or Pilates ball in between your thighs? So that's just going to be a little bit extra engagement as we're thinking about drawing our legs together to put that gentle pressure on our block. That's going to be supportive for our pelvis, but it's also going to be helping us be mindful of the wrapping action that we want to do, of not only drawing our pelvis together, also drawing our abdominal muscles together. So thinking about drawing everything into our midline. Again, placing your arms down gently by the side, and we'll do a slow controlled glute raise. So coming into your bridge, lifting up through the pelvis, placing equal weight through our feet. Coming up to a height that is comfortable for you. It might not be the highest expression of your bridge, but what we're wanting to do is just start by engaging those muscles to what our body is telling us is good and safe for now. As you lower down, rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae. Okay, we'll continue with the 4 count. So lifting up for 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Continuing on, lifting up. Drawing the hip bones to the sky, and then lowering back down. Lifting up, engaging the glutes, pressing the thighs, inner thighs together against your prop, and then release. Once more, lifting up through the hips as high as you can, and we'll hold it here at the top for another 4 counts. So draining through the pelvic floor, glutes are together, inner thighs are together. We're starting to feel a bit of a fire build in our thighs. For another 3, another 2, another 1, and release that down. Well done. You can remove your block and place it to the side, and bring your arms out into a T. We'll take a little windshield wiper for a gentle roll out of those hips. We've been holding that extra weight of our baby for the last few months. They're still probably a little bit tight there. Okay, and once you're good and comfortable and released out, rolling over to your side and pressing yourself back up. You can also give yourself a 5-minute lie down after that session, because you well deserve that, and that rest is another thing that is going to best aid your recovery as well. So as those moments of rest come up, please take them, and that's going to help you to have that energy to keep giving out to your beautiful little baby as well. So again, remembering rolling onto your side each time that you come to get up, and not lifting anything heavier than your baby to prevent strain on our tummy. Avoiding exercises such as crunches or planks before our abdominal muscles are back together. And please see someone if you do have concerns about the separation, such as if you have more separation than 2 fingers width. Do go and see your GP or a physio to help with some further exercises to aid your recovery. Okay, as always, thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you in our next session together.